Coffee with Gaz, sitting with the John Michael,
Jimmy,
aka Jimmy.
Pleasure.
Welcome to the show.
Pleasure.
First question is
been a long time coming.
It is, right? I know. I look at you every day and been wondering, been dying to get you over on the show.
Thank you.
First question, I need to know: how do you take your coffee?
Well, I usually do just black coffee with a little bit of creamer, to stay away from the sugar. You know. Although,
what's funny is leading up to that,
the creamer does have a little sugar, but I mean, I can't add the extra sugar.
That deep breath you took, I assumed you were going to give me the most complicated coffee order ever. but you just hit the basics.
Double venti.
2 pump, double foam.
You know,
like you were going to be the person that the Starbucks barista kind of rolls their eyes at.
It's like, oh, this guy.
Say that again, sir. Say that again.
Yeah, I'm not too chai latte, you know, with the 2 ice cubes. You know, so man, I'm good with
basic black coffee and cream.
Black coffee and cream.
Yeah, I'm ditto. I'm staying away from the sugar, at least in the coffee, right? Trying to pick my battles.
There's we lose a battle in other places. That's for sure.
Dude, what's cool is you specifically, you just turned 30.
Yes.
You just got married.
Yes.
And you changed careers.
Yes.
That is
a whirlwind.
It's a whirlwind. Are you catching your breath? Have you come back down yet?
It was actually, being here, has helped me level myself a lot more than I thought, I would be. It was crazy, man. It was especially with getting married and and changing careers, it's the unknown, the unknown. It's what gives,
it's what could push you. It also can hold you back. You decided to kind of push forward.
The anxiety, the anxiety of the unknown. That usually, I think about it. Sometimes wake up in the middle of the night and I think, the hell am I gonna be doing? But it was it was for the best. It was not a second have I ever doubted myself or the decision I made to.
Let me ask you the transition. Obviously. We like to. There's a very popular podcast in this same room, so it's fitting that we use that word. What made you change careers?
Well, so what made me change careers? All right, I was I was in the public sector. I was working in for the Board of County Commission and in Miami-Dade County and
civic servant.
Yes. I was serving the people, as they say, and it was it's a great career. It's a lot of people obviously are in that line of business, I guess, but it never felt, I was grateful for it. It taught me how to be a professional. There's one thing, it really gave me a lot of lessons in life and, how to truly, be in a professional enviorment.
How long were you working? Was it right out of college?
Yeah. It was so
about 7, 8 years.
It was 7 years, going almost 7, 6.5, going on 7, and it was like I said, it taught me how to be a professional. But at the end of the day, it just there was this kind of a void there. It's to say it wasn't my calling. It wasn't my calling. It was out of school, I was trying to look for. For a job,
right?
Not a career.
Okay.
And
which is always a huge challenge, by
right,
the way, too,
right. So,
I want to ask you, so with the change, why insurance? Because you did something that's a little unique, right? You actually showed up here, and I'll ask you why JAG, but with a license. So you started planning for this move,
right? In
essence, without looking to get into where you're going to work at, but you got your license and then looked to jump in in this specific industry.
Right. So, obviously I did my research, on this field, and I saw the opportunity for growth as a person. That's something that I was really looking forward to, that the opportunity in my way to, although I'm part of the JAG family, but, you are, as an agent, you are your own business. You do what, you work 24/7, 7 days a week. It doesn't matter if it's nighttime. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas. You're always, when you're engaging in a conversation with someone, you're always trying to find the angle, and how to.
You're always on stage, right?
Right.
You're always on stage. I mean, you kind of figured out. I mean, and you're always everyone's a salesperson. Just figuring out the sooner you figure that out, the sooner you kind of continue to get the ball rolling.
Right.
Obviously, what I love about this business is there's really no ceiling.
Right.
Specifically when you're an agent.
I love that.
Right, because you kind of build on every year with the work you're putting in. You're building your book of business.
Right.
You're building your residual income, and you're kind of starting to establish your own book.
Right.
I mean, your own agency within an agency.
Right. And being in the public sector, you're on a salary. It's you have great benefits. There's people that would do anything for a position like that because you are built for the long haul. You know, but as a 29-year-old, then I was still hungry. I was still I needed more.
You said the void. You had that void.
Yeah, I had that void. I had that vacancy in me.
So, but insurance, you did your research. Is there anything that stood out? Like, hey, I have to get into. What was the one thing that brought you into this industry? Because you took a 200-hour course,
right,
on your own dime,
right. So it's funny you say that. It's the more I thought of it, I was like, you need insurance for everything, man. You need insurance for your car, for your home, for your business. It's I know it's not in our field, but life insurance as well. So I do see, how you're able to target so many people, and it's just everyone's a potential client. So I just saw the opportunity, I saw the opportunity there, and it's something that, I try to jump on, as quick as possible. I couldn't, like you said, I was turning 30 and I couldn't wait any longer. I didn't want to do it at 35. Right.
30 is a scary number. Right. I don't know if this is a good analogy or not. I look at the 20s almost like middle school. That makes sense. It's kind of an awkward stage, right? Because
you're trying to find your.
Well, you're finding your footing.
Right.
When you're in middle school and or high school, the age difference is big. But going from 15 and 18, you have these different kind of gaps, right, as you're growing. But then once you graduate college, you're 23 years old, not much experience. Now you're in the real world dealing with career professionals that have been doing things that may be in their late 40s, late 50s. Right. Like you can't. The only way to get through experience is to do it. Right? You can't buy it.
Trial and error.
It's trial and error. You can't buy it. So I think your 20s is to kind of figure your footing, no matter what. I believe you should get at least a few different jobs, so you have some sort of context in terms of what works or not. Is this a good situation or not?
Right.
It's kind of that awkward stage. So I always felt like your 20s is to kind of figure out what you want to do. Your 30s is to build your career. So in your 40s, you really start to see the fruits of your labor. I mean, dude, it's impossible to be, not saying impossible unless, there are entrepreneurs and people who've been able to invent and take advantage of certain situations. But to say you're absolutely balling in your 20s.
That's the outlier.
It's the outlier. And is it sustainable? Right. Is it long term?
Right.
Like nothing that's easy is going to be that's sustainable.
Right.
It's not. I actually rather, do the hard stuff now in their 20s, 30s, and then punt it. So when I'm 40, 50, start really building, call it wealth or just calling it your career, then almost peaking at 25. That's why I kind of feel for some of these professional athletes, right? Like you're at your peak at 20 to 23 years old.
Right.
Like I had no idea what I was doing. I was too worried about what was I going to do Friday night. I wasn't thinking about anything else.
Right.
So imagine having, peaking out as far as your profession monetarily, and then not stopping at 25. How would you feel at 35?
Yeah, you're lost. You have that. You don't. You have no clue. It's a tough transition.
I empathize. I empathize. You go transition.
Yeah.
We should do a check every time we give Fernando Alvarez a shout out. We should do a
little royalty fees. Yeah.
Royalty fees. We should put a little bucket out here.
Yeah, right. Throw a penny or like a nickel or something. Put it right here in the middle. But
so, I ask you was there anything specific that got you past that fear? Because making that change with everything that's going on in your life, that you're an outlier.
Yeah.
In that sense, right?
Yeah.
Because most people don't push through it. I am a believer, and we talk about getting past the uncomfortable and the fears. What makes you successful? Because most people don't.
It would be easy to just, at this stage of my life at, it would be easy just to ride the wave and continue what I was doing, and then, when you do that, what happens sometimes, regret, kicks in later on in life. And, obviously 30 years old is, 30 is the new 20. So,
it is,
it's, I had to, it's, I've always had, different, hobbies, I guess, like that, you want to pursue, and you're like, you always think to yourself, man, if I would have, dedicated, probably my life to this, when I was younger, who knows if I could have been,
I mean, everyone focuses on the success of anybody, even these professional athletes, anybody you see who's really successful. I mean, all of them have worked their tail off.
Right.
Extensively. I mean, everyone loves to look at what the success is now, but nobody talks about the work in the background.
Yeah.
You think what's interesting is we actually graduated from the same high school.
Yes.
Played baseball for the same coach.
Tom Duffin.
We gotta go him and Chuck Lyman.
Yes.
We gotta go visit them. Give a little surprise.
We do.
You think that growing up playing sports gave you a little better of a better chance, more prepared to make that switch?
Yes, because playing sports, you just go out there and
you fail a lot.
Especially in baseball, it's failing 70% of the time, you're a Hall of Famer.
That's
you know?
right.
So
same thing here too in insurance.
Yeah.
You go 3 for 10, you're doing all right.
Right. Maybe that's why I feel so good.
I know, right?
It's like a 300 hitter.
It's helped you get used to people telling you no.
Right.
And you built that thicker skin.
Right. And especially, and also, working in the public sector, like you do hear when people are pissed and people are not happy with, let's say, with services you're providing to them. And so, I've learned, from an early age, I guess, how to be turned down. Girls sometimes, it happens.
It happens.
It happens, so everyone fails, man.
No, of course. The better you get at failing, the better you are at life, because
right.
We're all gonna fail.
Right.
It's just a matter of doing what do you do next,
and coping with that failure and how to be better next time.
Sure.
And that that's a lot of, I guess, of life. That it
is life.
It is life.
Talk about what do you like best about where you're at now, as far as, or just here this company. Are there any similarities or any differences as far as culture? What you're doing?
Well, you had said earlier, being in your 20s, working different jobs, that helps you, figure out things, and it makes you, also be enlightened,
Sure.
when you find something that's great as over here in JAG. And there's, like I said, making this jump at 30, being in this professional environment, being in this hustling environment, being in this, being with you guys, it has made the transition through
another dollar for Fernando.
A lot easier than it probably is, in reality for anybody who's making a life-changing jump like that. So
I'm glad you feel that way. In essence, really the goal, your success is ultimately a direct indicator of how successful we are as a company. We're a team environment,
right?
And we're invested as you. We're thrilled that you're here. I'm glad you took the jump.
Thank you.
I'm looking for more John Michaels if you can find some.
Thank you.
I think the sky's the limit for you. You're doing everything correctly. Even though you're 30, you're still playing the long game.
Right.
You're building now.
I see it.
You see it.
I see it.
You're starting to build it. Like you get it. You get it. You're not taking any shortcuts.
Right.
Which is exciting for me to see that.
Right.
I see a lot of similarities between you and I.
Right. Same here. And besides, you being a little older than me, but a little bit, just a little bit, but I do see
Still
the similarities, 30s. And I see where you guys are, and I know that's somewhere where I can be with the work, putting in the work, and like you said, taking the long road. I probably would have not, out of college, probably would have not been so, I guess.
So patient?
Right. But, with experiences in life, and then you just talking to people, getting to know people, you see how, You see, I see where I want to be. You know, awesome. Like it's not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Like it's everything's lit up for me. Right. You know, I see everything, man, and I couldn't be happier.
It's exciting. I'm excited for you. I really am. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited for your future, to be a part of your journey. Right, to see you grow.
The JAG journey. The JAG journey. You guys always
JAG journey. Doug gets another dollar.
Doug gets another dollar.
Man, where's my thing? I gotta get like a Team Gaz or something bucket in here too. This is ridiculous. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, do you think you played what position in baseball?
I played a little bit of everything.
And you were lefty, correct?
I was lefty. Yes, actually threw righty, but hit lefty. One of the greater,
you were conflicted.
That I put towards my dad was that he bought me a glove for a righty, thinking that if I learned how to throw righty, I would be more open to playing more positions.
Correct.
So, but I left the left-hand side. It's my dominant side, and so I played from first base, third base, catcher, corner outfielders, the corner outfield positions. Played a little bit of second base. I was a little on the lighter side in my playing days too. You know, so and I was the sneaky fast. You know, I was sneaky fast. Yeah, I didn't look fast, but I was able to scoot. So
nice.
I was sneaky fast.
It's cool talking like ex-athletes, and obviously I'm a little bit older than you, but I'm always curious if I could have struck you out. You know what I mean? Like the only one I played against here was Fernando.
Did you played against him?
Well, so we're in the same team, but we would scrimmaging.
Okay.
So I owned him absolutely, and I don't care what he says. Back then, the early 2000s, though, there wasn't. It's hearsay per se because now everything's documented on social media.
Yeah, now
it's harder now to knowing me back then, I would have had, my own Luis and Juan and Johnny team behind me in college. I would have, just to document it.
Documenting everything.
Document. I mean, I think depending how it works, but I was pretty confident. But yes, no matter what he says, I owned him.
You owned him?
Yeah, all those scrimmages, he had no chance.
That's awesome. Man.
He has a bad memory, but he'll say otherwise. But
I do say that against my friends that we played with. I always say, dude, you never struck me out, man, not once. And I had being from Pace. Pace is a powerhouse, I guess, down here in South Florida, or something even in the nation. We have year after year there was at least when I was there, and I know there's the traditions continued, but first round picks in baseball, kids going to play at top of the line D1 colleges, UF, Tennessee, so it's at least, and it's like you said in the scrimmages, we always faced elite pitching, elite talent, so.
Let's go back. Quick question about social media. This is you're getting more comfortable in front of the camera.
I am
pretending that we're just hanging out outside.
That's a trick right here.
Dude, this is I remember the first time.
I couldn't even say my name.
The first time was it's cool. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting more comfortable with it. I'm actually pretending that nobody's in front of me, but
we're just out here and they're listening into their conversations. So that's pretty much it.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, man, it's social media. It's just again, I was working in the public sector. Not that I'm out there doing crazy things that documenting it and everything, but it's just you got to be a little bit more reserved, because you're an image of
you're your own brand.
Right. So it's, and I've learned that, and going back to am I in working in the public sector, how it taught me how to be a professional, and it goes into like the social media as well. Like I won't go. I don't post anything obscene. Not that I'm doing anything obscene, but you gotta understand your surroundings.
So Jimmy's not your alter ego? I hear Luis calling you Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah, man. Jimmy.
You might lead the team. I'll call the company in nicknames.
Maybe. I mean, John Michael. It's my whole life I've been called so many names.
All good.
Good names. But it's I've had a little bit of a long name, so people have at it, and I always tell people whatever you feel more comfortable with, by all means, call me that. So,
well, thanks for again being a little uncomfortable and doing this for me, helping me, helping you.
This is great. This is great.
I'm excited to see what your future entails, and
I'm excited.
Let's get more on camera.
I'm excited.
Let's get more on camera.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
I'll get you on my next the production I'm working on. I'll get you on.
Let's do it, man. But yeah, like I said, I couldn't be happier being here. You guys are, in the short time I've been here since February starting.
So 8 months.
And so you guys are family. It's besides, you guys are, especially you, Doug, and Fernie, you guys are like, I see you guys like as older brothers, and I look up to you guys, and I see where you guys are at. I see my potential to be there, and man, I'm going for it. So
let's go. Well, the cool thing is, not like when I played baseball, now we can document it.
Yeah.
We're going to document your success, man, but I'm excited, and I appreciate you coming on.
Awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Great to be in another rendition of Coffee with Gaz.